Today is Saturday, June 29th, and it's about 8:15, something like that. And it's only like 65 degrees. It's been so mild this week. It's wonderful for that. So I thought I'd do a garden diary. So I was going to show some of the, there's lots of little, oh, here's some. Down here is some. It's amazing to me that that tomato plant's doing so well. Oh, this little antenna has a bloom on it. I bought some cowpeas, and so everywhere there's a little stake, I've planted cowpeas. They're supposed to do well in the heat, which we're not really experiencing heat right now, but I thought I'd give it a shot. So, and I now know what this plant is. It's a dwarf tamarillo. All of those are going to be fruit, and it's some kind of fruit that has a tropical type flavor to it, like pineapple. It has a reminiscent of pineapple. I've never had tamarillo, so I have no idea. We are in the process of propagating petunias. We started last night because we're going to switch out all of these beds that have these scraggly red ones from last year. So we propagated some of the denim ones here and some coral. And we also propagated some calibrachoa. These little guys are doing good. All of the propagations for the lantana have done really well. And my husband has nursed back his bougainvillea. It's still got a little bit of light color, but it's changing. It's getting pretty. All these sheets coming out. It's really pretty. There's this lantana has grown so fast. Love it. I should do something like that. That's pretty. See all the flowers. That's the purple lantana. I think we have some fuchsia is got some blooms. And then there's some flowers. And this red plant, Rocinea, is doing really well back here. Still haven't planted anything up there. I'm waiting because I do have a purple lantana, which is like these guys that I want to put up there because I think it'd be really pretty with it spilling over the wall. It's a petunia that doesn't have a bloom yet. I don't know if this little guy likes it over here or not. hard to say. I weeded around the fountain. There was all sorts of weeds coming in here, so didn't want them to lay claim to anything. This is a purple lantana, and I'm really surprised at how well it's doing. It likes its home there. I'll show these. I have a blanket flower, a verbena, some more lantana, some salvia. These are salvia. Then this is lovage, and it's a perennial. So we're gonna set up a perennial garden. This is lemon balm, and I think lemon balm is also a perennial. It's pretty. And so I haven't planted any of these yet because I'm waiting to figure out what I'm gonna do, where they're going. This is lemongrass. It was the only one that sprouted. And I'm really babying that right now. These are all salvia and a couple of lantana. And this is a mixed petunia that I haven't planted. I'll probably plant that out front. And then of course we have a bunch of plants we're propagating right now, but we have those under garden light, kind of controlling the temperature and the light. Oh, this is bloomed. I didn't show that. So that's pretty. This lantana is doing well. This is a beast. It's really looking pretty. All the flowers are kind of spent on this guy. Been picking them up for days. Excuse me. I have that green pot there because we're trying to figure out what we're going to do with these green pots. I don't think I showed this. That's my pollination mix. That's what this is down here too. But I also planted some other things in here. And I believe amongst the pollination mix are some trees that I've got to pull out of there. Got lots of peppers that are ready. That's my lemon blueberry. Pink lemonade blueberry, I think is what it's called. The goji bushes are doing really good. They like it right there. This is a Dr. Witchy tomato plant. And then I brought this from the front yard. This is a, what do you call it? African daisy. That the whole thing was kind of uprooted. So I'm trying to save it. It should come back. I probably need to cut it, but here's my zinnias. And the chamomile. Here's the lantana. I'm so happy to have this out of the pots over there. I just think it's happier over here, and I'm happier it's over here. We're thinking that we're going to turn this into my cottage garden, the raised area there. It gets some shade throughout the day, but I think for the most part it might work pretty good. Look at all these trees. These are all trees. Gotta pull them out. These mums are gonna bloom. And you can see there's some African daisy in here. I think they're just pretty. And then I finally got some red gladiolas. In fact, there's a lot of red ones that are shooting up. These two are red, that one back there's a red, and that's a red. So I'll probably cut the ones that are dried here. And then I have to show what my husband built me. He built me a little trellis for my beans. I love it. Little archway trellis out of some kind of concrete thing. The Home Depot woman called it a ladder. There's my Kajari melon. I know there's more than one. Here's one. I think there's one down here too. Yeah, there is. So fun. So we're gonna try to figure out how we're gonna keep this all trellised. I see there's a grasshopper. I had to stop my taping because I was trying to get a grasshopper that was on my trellis, and I didn't get him. I wasn't fast enough. And the cooler just turned on. Got some spaghetti squash back here doing well. And got a red pepper there. I have, this is a good size Kajari melon. That's the first one I've seen like that. I moved my eggplant. I moved it towards the front. It was back in there. There's a good size zucchini that needs to be cut. And basil. And then here's the beans. There's about halfway over the trellis. And then look at the size of these beans. They're supposed to get 18 inches. And from here to here is 18 inches. So they're pretty close. I guess you saute those. I'm looking forward to it. I've been so watching this melon that I didn't even see this one over here. That is so exciting. There's another one. But that's the biggest one. Oh, I love it. Love it. Get so excited. And then we planted some Anaheim peppers in this little tray, and I did that because I wanted it to have some special soil and special watering. So, but I wanted it out in the yard because I think they'll germinate faster. Here's my oregano. Let's see what happening over here. Looks like something's been eating on this, probably grasshoppers. But again, we're not utilizing this bed, and I'd really like to take advantage. We were gonna build a plant wall with that pallet, and we still will probably, but we wanted to get it out of the way for a while too. I'm gonna be planting some more cucumbers. These are getting fruit on them. There's some. I know there is on these other ones too. Yeah, there's some fruit right there. And then I planted some long eggplants. That's an eggplant, that's an eggplant, and that's an eggplant down there. And then here's this was a propagation, so that's a denim petunia. Oops, I gotta pull some weeds. Beautiful. And it's supposed to be something that my husband should be able to see from his office window, but he can't because these tomato plants are in the way. Messed up on my design there. There's this guy. I picked an eggplant from him yesterday. So got onions. I don't think there's any activity in these beds yet. Strawberries. The okra are starting to go crazy. See if I can find an okra bloom. And then I weeded out this bed, so now all it has is the watermelon, the 2 midget cantaloupe, and then these guys, the Tigger melons. I don't see any melons forming on this yet, but melons are like a pleasant surprise to me. I'm just gonna see. Yeah, there's a bloom. And an okra. This fennel has gone to seed. So the base of it never got really big, but I'm anxious to see what kind of seeds I can get from it. I just love those trellises, those arches. We're gonna train this one to go over this way. And like, I don't know that, I understand runner beans might not do all the well in the heat, so it may not be possible that we get anything from this first, you know, anything significant growth from this first attempt. But I think what I'll do is I will plant a succession planting of that, because we have a long growing season, and I'll see if I can get some in the fall. So it's set up good for attempting to get some beans, noodle beans. Again, I'll show this one. It's not looking all that great, this honeysuckle. That's my garden diary. Today is Sunday, June 23rd. It's at the end of the day, though. I think I also had a haul this morning in the garden. And I got these Purple Russians tomatoes. I got about 6 cherry tomatoes, and then I picked the top off the the top off of the basil so that it wouldn't flower anymore. And I got a big grasshopper. I didn't bring that in the house though. Today is Tuesday, June 25th, and this is what we got out of the garden. 2 cucumbers, a hot banana pepper, 3 Paul Robeson, 1 Purple Russian, and some cherry tomatoes. Today is June 26th, Wednesday, and this is what we got out of the garden. About 7 okra, a zucchini, and then mostly Paul Robeson today. That's a pretty one. These are Purple Russian, the ones that almost look like Roma, and then the front ones are Paul Robeson. And then I got about 16 to 18 cherry tomatoes. Pretty good haul. Heavy. Those tomatoes are heavy. Today is Friday, June 28th, and this is what I got out of the garden. I got about 6 Paul Robeson, 1 Purple Russian, an eggplant, 3 okras, about 10 cherry tomatoes. I think that's a Fresno chili, and some basil. And then the other thing that I did is I planted this morning some cow peas and 3 different varieties around where the artichokes weren't working. And then I also planted some Amarillo carrots over with the tomatoes.